Morning, everyone. Hope you can all hear me. Whoever is on the call, let me know if you can hear me, please. Morning, Marco. Good morning, Uti. Morning, Matthew. Great. Lotta. Good morning. Lynn. Good morning. Warren. Good morning. All right. Hope everybody's doing well. I stopped counting the lockdown days, but I think it's about 17 days in South Africa. Not sure how it is in Europe. Good to have you, Lotta. Whenever you can make it, it's great. If you can't, you can't. Winston, well, hopefully you get on the call. So try wake him up. All right, Lotta, I will. So as I'm trying to call Winston, okay. So most of you have been coming on this call quite often. So, we've been working with our breath. Our breath is universal. And Matthew, I got you. Not going to count them anymore. All right. So we work with our breath. Breath is universal. And when we observe our breath, we start understanding our own truth as it pertains to ourselves, not anything someone ever told us, not anything we thought without the right awareness. We start becoming aware of our truth, our mind and matter, and how matter affects the mind and mind affects the matter. And when you start realizing your own truth, also you start understanding a little better the universal truth. And you start seeing that the universal law, the minute you break the universal law, you start suffering immediately. There are consequences immediately. And when you work with the law, then there are immediate rewards as well. So when you break the law, meaning you live with anger, hatred, lust, greed, you have immoral thoughts, and immoral thoughts create immoral activities. when you live with immoral thoughts, there are immediate consequences to what happens to you. But when you live with clean thoughts, less impurities, then also your results are so much better. There's peace and harmony within you. So there's the immediate result of not leading immoral life is that you have peace and harmony within you, and also you create peace and harmony around you. So very important to understand that practicing anapanasati, what this is the type of meditation that I teach you, is a very powerful tool to understand your law, whatever happens within you, and also understand the universal law that affects us all the time. So, in saying that, be aware of your action when you do. Use the faculty of observing your breath also throughout the day, and be aware of what type of thoughts you have, what type of activities you do, and understand that the results that you have, your inner result, your mental result, and the results around you, they are complete direct consequences to what you do. And take responsibility for that. And when you try to, if you're not happy with what happens, then you got to change it. So when we meditate, I see that there's a couple of new people. So when we meditate, we observing our breath right here. And you can always go back to the first videos that I've done 2 weeks ago to get even more established in the technique. But basically, we are working right here within underneath our nostrils, and we observe our breath as it goes in and as it comes out. And when we do that, we gotta observe it with the appreciation that there's constant change. Change is always happening. There's nothing permanent. Everything is impermanent. The only permanent thing is probably nirvana, but I haven't been there yet. Cannot tell you. But everything is impermanent here. All the material things are impermanent. Our thoughts are impermanent. So observe your breath with this understanding and be aware of the pattern of your breath as it's changing. And as you experience the change within you, within your breath, you start understanding this truth within your body, and understanding, experiencing it. It's different than just knowing about it intellectually. So close your eyes and bring all the focus of your attention to this area right below the nostril. And the narrower the area, the more sharper and more focused your mind becomes. And observe your breath as it is right now, as it comes in and as it goes out. As it comes in and as it goes out. And don't try to change it. It's not a breathing exercise. Don't try to manipulate it. Just accept your breath as it is right now. And don't visualize it. Don't use imagination. And also, don't verbalize what you're doing. So don't call it by any name. Just observe. All you have to do is observe, nothing else. Observe every moment objectively, without any preference. Whatever experience that you have, accept it. Whatever thoughts that come in to your head, accept them. Don't focus on them. Stay with your breath, but be aware that thoughts are coming in and out of your head. And be aware of how your thoughts are affecting your matter, how they're affecting the pattern of your thought, of your breath. Also, whenever you have discomfort, a bit of pain in your knee, pain in your lower back, discomfort from sitting, don't put too much attention onto it. Be aware that there's a bit of pain, there's a bit of discomfort, but stay with your breath. Don't change your position unless you really, really have to change your position. And if you feel that you're drowsing away, then take a couple of intentional deeper breaths and then go back to observing your breath. Every time you feel that your mind is drifting away, just bring it back to your breath naturally, without any negativity. Just accept that this is what's happening. maybe meditating for about maybe 19 minutes, 20 minutes. You can continue meditating on your own. If you have any questions, please post them in the live chat. Morning, Aurel, Edna, and morning, Henny. So you can only get the benefit from what we're doing here, from this teaching, from this technique, if you practice regularly. So, ciao Alberto. So try and practice morning and evening, 15 minutes in the morning at least, 15 minutes in the evening. The more you practice, the more you have this faculty of staying aware with your breath throughout the day. Because if you just practice meditation but you don't use it throughout the day, you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to use the insight that you get in practice, and you're supposed to utilize it during the day. And if your days, if your day don't become better, then either you're not practicing well, or maybe the technique is not good. But we know the technique is good. Millions of people are using this technique. So use the technique and use it throughout the day. Before you fall asleep, stay with your breath for a couple of minutes. When you wake up in the morning, stay with your breath before you get up and get out of bed. It will help you maintain continuous awareness of your breath also throughout the day. Matthew, same one, stay in same position, lower back. And the easiest to sit still, but okay, great. Yeah, just it's good to give it a serious effort when you're sitting, not immediately change the positions. And when you do that, you also see that even the pain that seems to be permanent is not that permanent. It really depends on your perception of the pain is what makes the pain, makes you feel the pain or not, or being influenced by the pain or not. So good. I'm glad you guys had a good session. Warren, lovely. Thanks, Warren. Thanks for coming. Thank you, Lynn. Winston, good to see you here. If you got any, thanks, Tanya. Thanks, Baba. If there's any questions, you can post them. Henny, other than breath, nothing. Just stay with your breath. Don't change it. Don't manipulate it. You don't have to do anything else. Just stay with your breath. And every time your mind drifts, you just bring it back. And you observe objectively. So, yes, you got to observe your breath, but it has to be objectively, without any preference, without wanting some other experience. As you sit there and observe your breath, just be with your breath. Cool. If you guys not feeling comfortable asking a question in the chat box, you can also connect with me directly. Focus on tomorrow's being takeout. Hey. That's it, Matthew. Pat, when I encountered two agitated people yesterday, I was able to remain. This is a big change for me. Great. There's no wasted effort. So when you sit and you meditate, there's an immediate benefit. Even if you don't see it immediately, there's an immediate benefit. So I'm glad, Pat, that you see it. It's even if you're not fully aware of your breath throughout the day, just sitting in in a position and observing your breath and not reacting, just doing that start changing the habit pattern of the mind. So great, amazing. Thanks, Adrian. Thanks for coming. We'll see you tomorrow. So all of you have a beautiful day. Further, sit and meditate in the evening, and I will see you same time tomorrow morning. All right, love and light.